Hello. Hello, friends. How are you doing? I think it's time for a happy hour to start. What?
There's a dye color on here called Dances with Raisins.
Dances with what?
Raisins.
Dances with raisins.
It's a
Is it a purple or a plum?
kind of a, yeah,
A plummy, plummy flavor?
that,
Color?
that's just. Anyway, I had
No.
to share. Hilarious.
Let's see. It's actually. All right. It looks like we're going. So I had a request to make a sidecar, and I know Mim, you like the sidecar, so I will make one for you. And at the same time, Mim has made up a can't even see that. Kind of. Let me. Boom. She made up a big pot of gumbo. So that's kind of got me in a little bit of a New Orleans kind of mood. So I'm kind of thinking maybe making a Sazerac for myself. So I think I'm going to make 2 cocktails, one for Mim and one for me. So I'm going to go ahead and make Mim's first, and hopefully she can enjoy it while I'm making mine. There you go. Yeah, it's funny. We were just reading with this thing that's got us all cooped up. Apparently, there are a ton of cases in New Orleans, and we were actually just in New Orleans for a conference not too long ago. We arrived for a conference that Mim was doing her poster presentation at, psychology conference, and we arrived the Wednesday right after Mardi Gras. And apparently, yeah, during Mardi Gras, before people were really paying enough attention, they were just, you can imagine people next to each other going crazy, passing viruses like you do, apparently. So it will be 2 weeks as of tomorrow that we will have come back. So hopefully keep your fingers crossed that we're going to make it another day without anything happening. So far, so good, knock wood. But in the meantime, sidecar. So the first thing I want to do is the glass here. I'm just going to get the rim a little bit with this little slice of lemon so we can stick some sugar to it. And not all sidecar recipes have a sugared rim, but as we have observed, I don't know what sweet is, but Mim does, and she likes it. So I'm going to do the sugared rim and let that set up while I'm making the rest of the drink. And all I did is I just put some sugar on a plate and I'm just getting that there. So I think that is sufficiently sugared. Presented for inspection. So we'll let that set up. Move this off to the side. And the other thing about the sidecar that I'm looking forward to here is it's a shaken drink. And I haven't been able to shake a drink in a while. Eee! Shake, shake, shake. This is just bubbly water, by the way. So, a little shaker action for us here. First thing is we need a base liquor. And for this, we've got some cognac. I am not a connoisseur of the cognacs, but we've got this stuff. Oh, and I think I finally managed to get the image so it's not crazy reversed. So Martel VS. There we go. I'm going to grab a couple of ounces of this. And you know what I don't have out and ready, much to my dismay, is a measuring device. So, boop. Just go into and out of frame constantly. That's my philosophy of doing this kind of video. Keeps it, shakes it up a little bit, much like I'm going to do with the drink. So there we go. 1, 2. I do not have the practiced eye of just eyeballing this like some do. Maybe someday, but I'm not there yet skill-wise. We are, by the way, still trying to figure out a way for Norm and I to do cocktail hour simultaneously. All the options that I'm finding right now are paid, and that just seems a little gratuitous. So we're going to keep looking, though. We're going to figure out how to make it happen. If you've got any information on how to do live streaming with multiple presenters at the same time, let me know. Because that would be cool and stuff. All right. So next we need some orange curacao. Some people use, other kind of triple sec. Some people use Cointreau. This is what I got. And this is just this locally produced orange curacao. It's pretty good. I quite like it. So I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce of this. It's funny when you go to do things like this, the things that you have in your cupboard and the things that you suddenly discover you don't. So lemon juice, which fortunately we do have. We've got some lemon juice here. It's not freshly squeezed lemon juice, but
We do have lemons in there, though.
we do, and I've got a lemon right here. I could be squeezing this lemon right now.
You don't even have to get out of the frame in order to get the lemon juicer. It's in the drawer right there.
Okay.
You'll have to cut the lemon in half. You may have to.
I have a knife.
You may have to leave the frame for that.
Well, I've got a knife right here. So here we go. Here's the bonus round. For your excitement, I'm going to juice this lemon right here, right now. And let's see if I can get 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice here. So what's everyone doing today? How are you entertaining yourselves? I can barely read what these comments are. So if somebody was like following along and telling me what the comments are, that would be okay. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Since somebody's getting a drink out of this.
You are totally.
I am totally sane.
You're totally sane.
I am in fact sane. I am not saying. I am actually sane.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ha 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 ha. A little bit to spare. Freshly squeezed lemon juice. Perfect.
7 years ago, apparently, we were also eating gumbo.
Really? Due to the magic of Facebook memories.
Due to the magic of Facebook memories, I am looking at a bowl of gumbo with a little crawfish.
Where were we having said gumbo? All right.
Annie's Crawfish Etouffee.
Okay, orange curacao, so that should be pretty sweet. A lot of recipes actually call for a little bit extra. So here's the other thing I don't have is a bar spoon out. They'll call for some extra sugar. I know I put the sugar on the rim. I don't want to overdo it, but I do want to add something, and I don't have any just normal simple syrup. I guess I could have just put in some sugar. I don't have a sugar cube, but I'm actually going to, I don't want to make it too dark by using Demerara, so I'm actually going to go for some agave, the agave syrup that I did not use in the Oaxacan. So I'm just going to do a bar spoon's worth of the sugar to sweeten that up again. Apparently I don't know what sweet is, so I might be overdoing it a little bit. We'll let Mim be the judge of that. And because with the orange curacao, it's not orange enough yet.
Why am I looking at the comment highlights again? Why am I looking at the comments?
To see if anybody's like asking a question or making a comment that. Just putting in a dash of orange bitters.
Amy wants to know if you've been checked for sanity. When was the last time you saw your therapist?
Check for sanity. The last time I made a sanity check, I think I failed it, and I lost 2d4 sanity. So this is the orange bitters that I'm using right now. This is from a sampler pack that I had a while ago. These Scrappy's bitters. This is pretty good stuff, actually. I remember doing a little taste test or just dropping the bitters in my mouth.
Okay,
like you do.
Your bottle was not in focus.
My bottle?
There we go.
Which bottle?
The bottle you were holding up to the screen. It's on a delay.
Let's let it get in focus there. If indeed it will.
Part of the problem is I feel like I'm like shading the
There we
light
go.
with my hand from this side. It's okay. It's just it's
Ice.
very brightly lit from that side.
Gotcha. The time has come for ice.
Ice baby.
Ice, baby. Let us stop, collaborate, and listen. All right, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this all day. Maybe not. I know some people have shaking techniques. I have no idea what those shaking techniques are. I just shake it, and I shake it, and I shake it until it's so cold I can't hold it in my hands anymore. That's damn cold. Wow. Okay. And here we go. Ha 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 ha. And we do need to garnish this with a little something something. And for that, I've got these guys. They're pretty fun.
Bryant likes your D&D reference.
Actually, that was a Call of Cthulhu role-playing game reference. I'm being an ass.
Different.
Well, yeah, in one you expect your characters to survive. In the other, you don't. Anyhow, these dried, in this case, this is a little bit of grapefruit, just to make it a little bit not orange. But still, it's just a citrusy, you'll freak. So, I would love to try this, but I'm actually going to turn this over to my mimosa.
Ooh, I get one of the fancy slices.
You do. Tell me what you think. She's pondering.
A little boozier than I usually prefer, but it's not bad.
Well,
It's
that's-
good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just it tastes like a cocktail as opposed to like a fruity beverage
Yeah.
that
It's not a tropical drink served to you in a tiki mug.
no.
No, it's still a little boozy, but so the other thing that I could do is I actually use 2 ounces of booze in this. I'm
What's really funny, you know
thinking cut it down to like a 1 3/4.
how I eat my grapefruits, right?
Yeah.
I put sugar on
Mm-hmm.
them. This is a lot like eating grapefruit because it's got that like grapefruit has that almost bitter
Mm-hmm.
citrusy bite to it.
Yeah.
And then with the sugared rim, it's very much like eating a grapefruit the way I eat grapefruits.
Well, all right then.
So refreshing.
I'm glad it's refreshing. I'm glad you like it. So 1 cocktail down, 1 to go. I think I'm going to make myself a Sazerac. So I've been working on my Sazeracs for a while. I think they're pretty good. They're they still need a little bit of work, but last time we were in New Orleans, just this time I was telling you about, we went to a restaurant for dinner, Kingfish, and they had a Sazerac there, which was the closest I've ever had to, I think, the platonic form of the Sazerac. It was inspiring, actually. So I've been redoubling on my efforts to get my Sazerac dialed in that classic style, and I think it's improved over the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to make one of those now. I am going to need to get a mixing vessel, and I'm going to get out my glass. Get out my glass and get this chilling. Just stuck that in the freezer while we get going on this. So I know that some of the classic Sazerac recipes also go in for the cognac, or some sort of mixture of cognac and rye, but I'm digging the rye just all on its own. So I'm going to go back to the Rittenhouse, which is getting lower and lower. Going to need to maybe replenish the stock at some point. It's amazing how quickly the booze goes when you're stuck inside with nothing else to do but make cocktails. Oh, there are other things to do. Who am I kidding? So there we go. We got a couple of ounces of the rye, and here I am going to use some sugar, and this is where it gets maybe a little non-traditional. I'm going to go for a 1/4 ounce of the Demerara because I like that flavor of the Demerara. I think we've established that. Boop. That's the technical sound. Boop. You have to make that sound when you drop in the Demerara, or it's not properly sweetened. Just something I just made up. No, I didn't. Okay, and bitters. So the main event of the bitters Sazerac is, of course, the Peychaud's. So, I like the taste of that. I'm going to put a few dashes of the Peychaud's in there. And a little bit of Angostura, actually. Not all about the Peychaud's. So a couple of dashes of the Angostura, and let me get some ice in there. Stir this on up, and actually I'm going to walk past the camera again, into and out of the shot, because just watching my vessel full of booze is so entertaining. I know. All right. We'll get this nice and cold. I really like the how cold you can get things with the shaker, and wish that there were a way to do that and get that kind of equivalent level of cold with the stirring without, as Norm says, bruising the booze. I'm not familiar with how to do that. So, let this go. This feels pretty cold. And before we pour this out, though, I've got to retrieve my glass. And you're probably wondering, but Aaron, what about the absinthe? You've got to have the absinthe in there. Well, I have not rinsed this glass with absinthe, but what I do have is absinthe in a spray bottle. Alex, the bartender at Sonder Shaker, place we love, which is closed right now, which really makes me sad, turned me on to this. So I'm get a perfect amount. Just give it a few sprays of absinthe, and you have an evenly distributed, misted with absinthe glass. And we can pour it in. And now I need to get a little bit of orange peel garnish going. And this is where I typically would have done, you know, the thing, you cut the garnish and, you know, twist it in, and there you go. But I've been turned around to being a believer in the important part here is just that spray from it. And again, this seems to be a really classic thing, so I am just going to squeeze, do the twist over the drink, and then discard it, because we don't need that in there. Here we go, unadulterated, wonderful. Yeah, it's getting pretty good. I like that. Quite like that. It's going to put me in the mood for my gumbo. So the glass, because everybody seems to love the glassware. This is one of the chibis. This was a gift from Mim. She got me a couple of these. These glasses are not reproductions. They are, in fact, the real thing. The exact same kind of glass they used in the production of Blade Runner. So when you go to the scene with Deckard sitting in his apartment with the mournful music kind of playing in the background, and he's drinking his whiskey, it's out of one of these. So a little bit of cinema history in with our drinks. Oh, that's good. All right, well, I think that's what we got. I think my buddy Norm is going to be making some drinks a little bit later, and I am looking forward to seeing what he is doing. I hear a rumor he may be making something good out of rum. Norm, if you're watching this or you see it, go ahead and put a link or say hi to everybody in the comments so they can know to tune into your cocktail hour as well. I know I'll be watching. Anyhow, have a good evening, everyone. Let me know what you're drinking or not drinking or making, or how, as Mim says, the question is, how have you entertained yourself this weekend? I think we all know how I'm entertaining myself. It's kind of sad, but we're all kind of sad. God, this ended on a down note. No. It's all good. Anyhow, thanks for watching and indulging me in my hobby. And have fun. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see each other in person on the other end of this thing.